KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by River's Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. River's Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. River's Edge Hospital.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Mitch Keegan filling in for Jackson Jurek. Meteorologist Caitlin Laura will join me in a couple moments for your first alert forecast. But first, here are your headlines this morning. Fire crews from across the area battled a fire at the Ponderosa landfill last night. Blue Earth County officials believe that the fire started after the landfill had ended operations for the day. County staff, the Blue Earth County Sheriff's Office, along with multiple fire agencies were on the scene for several hours. In fact, even returning to the scene late last night. At this time, the county has issued no comment on the environmental or public health concerns, but say the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, which has duty officers on staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to handle situations like this.
It is on the working face of our landfill, and what that means is it's where waste was recently deposited. After we have the situation and the surroundings contained, the fire contained, we will follow up with the MPCA, our permitting officials and other officials, and make sure that we handle any of the remediation that's necessary according to our permits and the laws.
Well, the MPCA was actively monitoring the fire to track the air quality to ensure public safety. Crews in northeastern Minnesota are busy battling at least 3 wildfires. As of now, there's no containment as local responders are still fighting flames from the ground and the air. The big 3 are the Camp House fire, the Jenkins Creek fire, and the Munger Shaw wildfire. Last night, the size of the Camp House fire in Brimson was reported to be 750 acres and is grown to at least 12,000 acres. The Jenkins Creek fire has grown to 6,800 acres. Authorities there in that part of the state say an evacuation order is also being taken into effect. Legislative leaders are still looking to square away an agreement on the state's budget. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says the talks remain positive and respectful, but he's aware that time is running short. If the legislature can't get its work done by next Monday at midnight, they'll need a special session to finish things up. A lot of the most consequential action in St. Paul can't happen without an agreement. Walz remains optimistic they can finish, but is prepared in case they can't.
We did it in 2019. I believe we came back on the Thursday following adjournment, and they spent 6 hours, and then, we're able to vote on it and get it done because the agreement was made. So it would be more perfunctory. I still think there's a chance we can get this thing by the time, but I think as the hours go by, it becomes a little more difficult.
Well, the state needs to have a set budget by July to avoid a government shutdown. Republican Kendall Qualls, a businessman and Army veteran, launched his bid for Minnesota governor last night. It's not the first time Qualls has sought public office. He made a gubernatorial run in 2022 but lost the GOP nomination to Scott Jensen. He has made an unsuccessful bid for the 3rd congressional district seat in 2020. Now he's one of the first to enter the race for the governor's office in 2026. Current Democratic Governor Tim Walz has yet to announce whether he'll run for a 3rd term. A St. Cloud-based restaurant is opening a location in Mankato. In a post on Facebook, Legends Bar and Grill says they are opening in the former Bonfire location next to the Country Inn and Suites. The post says their menu consists of steaks, rotisserie chicken, wood-fired pizza, and more. No timeline has been given on an opening date. The location has been empty since 2020 when Bonfire closed. The location was also previously a TGI Fridays. MSU Mankato celebrated the end of the spring semester and their international students yesterday. The school's Global Education Department and International Center organized an ice cream social to send the semester off. Organizers say they wanted to make their international students feel welcome and appreciated. The university will continue to house some international students over the summer months, and leaders at the college say that number of students staying is higher than usual, citing fears of visa problems if they choose to leave campus.
Regardless of what happens, we're going to continue to show up for international students to support them in their educational journey, in supporting access to that education, and making sure that we fulfill our promise to give them the best education possible.
ended a spring semester that saw 1 student detained by ICE and 12 more students having their visas revoked, 8 of which were eventually reinstated. Time now for a check of our first alert forecast with meteorologist Caitlin Lohr. And Caitlin, it's been feeling very summer-like, and of course, now we're talking about the chance of thunderstorms.
Yeah, you know, it's been a great stretch of weather. Jackson and I were talking about it yesterday, how it's been so nice to get outside and enjoy some summer-like weather. But honestly, Mitch, I'm going to have to say I'm kind of excited to go back to more spring-like temperatures. I've been enjoying it, but I'm not quite ready for summer heat to be just here.
It does feel a little early for it.
It does feel a little early for it, but what's going to change that is a line of showers and thunderstorms that we're expecting tomorrow. So today is our last summer-like day for the foreseeable future. So get out there and take advantage of it. Put that sunscreen on. We're looking at a high of 86 degrees by this afternoon. Like I said, after today, we're looking at 70s tomorrow and 60s beyond for the upcoming weekend and next week. So it's still going to be nice, don't get me wrong. It's just not going to be summer-like nice in the 80s, but we'll still see sunshine, great temperatures, ways to get outside and enjoy it. If you're going to be outside today, you don't have to worry about poor air quality, but keep in mind we are still looking at a very high UV index at a level 8. That's a 15 to 25 minute burn time. What that means is that as little as 15 to 25 minutes, that's all it takes for a sunburn to start occurring. And again, that peak exposure time is still between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And following through with these precautions doesn't just help prevent sunburn from occurring, but it also helps prevent you falling ill to things like heat stroke and or heat exhaustion. Now, we're also not seeing a burn ban or a red flag warning in place across the area like we did the last couple of days, but that also doesn't mean that we're free to go and just be willy-nilly with our things. We still need to be careful. We still need to be cautious. It's still dry. It's still warm out there. We have a light breeze expected through the day today. So there is still a chance that a fire could start and spread rather quickly. Now that will go away come tomorrow because we're looking at showers and thunderstorms after 3 a.m. tomorrow morning as temperatures drop to a low of 67 degrees. Now we're not just looking at showers and thunderstorms, but a chance for a couple of strong to severe storms within the area tomorrow morning. A lot of this is going to take place when those of us are getting ready for school or work or to head out the door to get to those buildings or facilities for the day ahead. So again, just be mindful, be weather aware as this could be happening as you're heading out the door tomorrow. Our main concerns lie with large hail and damaging winds possible. The threat of a tornado for us is very, 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 very low. We're not really expecting any of that, but of course we'll never just let our guard down and pretend that it's not going to happen. We'll always be on the lookout for those even when we're not really expecting them. Taking a look at the future cast for when we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms. This is around midnight tonight. You can see we're still looking at clear skies. Those clouds really aren't going to move in until that line of showers and thunderstorms move into the area. That's going to start as early as 5 a.m. for areas on the far western portion of the region. That's the border of Minnesota and South Dakota. Some of these storms could also be strong to severe. They could become more severe or more strong as far as the number of severe storms we see as this system continues to move eastward. Now again, we're really only just looking at large hail and damaging winds. That's going to make its way into the Mankato area anytime from 7 a.m. till about 9 a.m. But you can see that we'll get a little bit of a break from that rain, aside from a lingering shower or two in the area through the afternoon hours with some sunshine mixed in. That could, though, make it feel a little sticky out there with that morning rain. So you might get a little bit of that humidity to feel tomorrow. A lot of that's going to come back when the center of the low pressure system starts to make its way back into the area. We'll start with some isolated sprinkles to showers anytime after 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And then we'll see more scattered chances return with the center of the low pressure system beyond midnight heading into Friday morning, which means we are looking at some lingering showers and possible thunderstorms throughout Friday as well. But as of right now, the only severe concern is with tomorrow morning. We've got a bit of rain on the way, some needed rain that is after this stretch of dry weather. We're looking at about a ½ an inch across the area on average. Some areas may only see about a ¼ inch. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Now, Mitch, don't get too scared. We're going to see no more 80s after today, but more seasonal temperatures in those mid to upper 60s, a few below seasonal temperatures, but just a nice little bit of relief from this stretch of heat that we've been able to enjoy.
Well, after those days of temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90, you could almost, I guess, call it chilly.
Yeah, we were joking about that. Can you even call 60s chilly? But I guess, putting it in that terms, I guess you could.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Caitlin, thank you. Time now for a little bit of sports news here for us this morning. Last night in Truman, it was Strike Out Cancer and Swing for the Cure. The tradition started back in 2018 with softball, but they have since incorporated baseball into the event, which serves as a fundraiser for Relay for Life. Concession stands, a meat raffle and silent auction, and $15 pledges for every strikeout all contribute to raising awareness of all types of cancer and bring the community together.
Oh, well, well, I would have hit the batter.
Yeah, you would have. It's all right. See there, I spelled it that way.
Well, Dixie Bank, who is currently battling cancer, threw out the first pitch to her grandson, who was the catcher.
And you know, she didn't hit him
No,
like
that's
she thought
true.
she said she was going to, but she didn't. So
Yeah.
that's a win.
That's a win. All right, thank you for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. Stay with us for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
Grab that sunscreen and head outside and download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.